everyone. Welcome to SEU's podcast. This is your host Mrunal, a fourth year medical student. We here believe that every story has many perspectives and many sides to it, and we would really love to hear your side of your story. So here we are just providing you an open mic without no judgments, no filters. Come up with an idea, speak up everything, share your thoughts, and we can tell it to people. And also, just for your excitement, we are bringing all your favorite lecturers to our podcast to share their experiences, their life stories, from which you can learn a lot and know them in a more better manner. So, like that, from the pandemic, like many of our lives have been affected in a very drastic manner. So, like that, to tell one of her stories, today we have our guest Simran, who is also a fourth year medical student. So, hi Simran, welcome.
Hello,
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. So. Let's start from the beginning. Tell
Yes.
me, what was when the COVID hit us up?
Hmm.
What were you doing? What did you want to do? Tell us your decisions before and after, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
It was March 2020,
mhm,
and then it was just my board exam got over,
mhm.
and I was a bit relaxed because board exams are over.
Yeah.
But then there was also NEET, and
Yes.
it was supposed to happen in May, as we all know. But then it was just completely uncertain. Like
Mhm.
we didn't know how long the pandemic was going to last, whether it's going
Yes.
to be a year, a few months, a few
And I remember
weeks.
many students just protesting all around that we don't want an exam. Some months
That
like
was
we need an
bad.
exam. So what was your thought exactly? Like, do you
Then there
want?
was Greta Thunberg tweeting that no
Yeah.
NEET exams. I'm like, great, thank you. But all of that said and done, it was
Mhm.
honestly quite stressful because
Yes.
the dates were like, it's going to be in June, July, whatever. Nobody knew when it was going to be exactly.
Mhm.
And
So,
yeah,
just a random question. Did you
yeah.
take a drop or it was your first
No, it was
time?
my first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I took a drop and it was more uncertain for me. So, yeah. So, okay. So, first the exam was supposed to happen in March,
Yes.
and then it was delayed by 3 months directly, August maybe.
Yeah. For me, it was supposed to be in May,
Mm-hmm.
and then it got to September.
Yes.
And again, because it was first time,
Mhm.
and was just like trying so hard because that period from May to September
Mhm.
was such a slump.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll ask you this.
Okay.
So, when I saw after the results or something, after we wrote the exams,
Yeah.
so some people were like, okay, we got even more happy time studying in home with full food and no stress.
Yeah.
So why are you guys all protesting and stuff?
Yeah.
They were like, I literally revised it 10 times, 5 times. And so what were you exactly doing? I mean, how productive were you, or you were more lazy? So what do you think?
I guess I had phases. Some days I was
Mm-hmm.
really productive. I was like, I'm going to keep my phone away, just going to study. And some days I was like, I want to get over with this exam. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
So it was the only thing, because until unless you couldn't finish the exam, there was nothing else you could take up.
Yes.
And because usually you're just so mentally conditioned to have a routine, to go to your class, to go to your
Mm-hmm.
college, to finish these many hours of your day studying in that physical place.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you
It
come
spoils your brain
home,
completely.
exactly. So to mentally cross that barrier,
Yes.
that you have to just be here at one place, and it's not even like you can go out for a stroll, because
Yes.
you can't.
Coming to the stroll and going out. So, apart from the exam, like that, we need to study. You
Yeah.
studied, you did some days, but how do you think the COVID exactly, like that stress was also there in your head, like, because that was a
Definitely.
genuine concern for everyone, technically, whoever were
Definitely.
protesting. So,
Because not just the protests also, but health wise also.
yeah.
If by any chance you got COVID, and
Mhm.
if you couldn't give the exam, that was a whole different stress. Like somehow,
Yes.
if I got COVID, even if I don't step out of my house, but even if I get it, and if I'm not able to give the exam, because it was like
That's worthless
super
again.
strict. So there was a lot going on in my head
Mhm.
back at that time. But still, it was quite important to still somehow try and focus on the exam too.
Okay, so then now everything is done. I guess you're pretty much happy.
I am.
Let's talk about that also. But okay, the exam is done. Whatever happened, happened.
Yes.
So next, like, what is the immediate thought? Because during that time, coming to a foreign country or any other country, which many people don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, right
Yes,
now it's
yes.
pretty famous. But when we were coming, I guess very less people had this idea.
Yeah.
So, how did you take this decision, or Was it from your parents? You researched, or just tell us about it.
Honestly, I never in my life thought that I'd go abroad to study.
Okay.
That was never the plan. It was not like there are some kids who really dream of going abroad and studying. I was not one of those. But then somehow life turned in such a way that somehow I got to know about this opportunity that I could take up to study abroad. Even I didn't know of this country before.
Yes.
But when I got to know, I was like, okay, maybe I should step out of my comfort zone, because all my life, my school, my college, everything was so accessible and so close to my house. That was the whole point. If I want to take up my college, oh, it's just here. If I want to choose my classes, oh, it's just there. Not much thought.
You didn't have any work other than just going and just
Exactly, just to come and go. But this, I thought maybe for once I should step out of my comfort zone, and I did.
Okay, so talking about your comfort zone now.
Yeah.
So I guess for me and for you also, it's the first time you're leaving home, right?
Yes.
So okay, comfort zone, coming out of home. So how did you feel once you come here? Like, I mean, in the starting days, I know how it works, but yeah, homesick is a very common thing which will affect everyone of us. But so let's talk about maybe food first, because we all Indians love food in a very great extent. So
Yes.
yeah, so what was the first impression here?
Honestly,
Or what did you first eat here, or
when I came here, everything is so blurry of the first day, because traveling for so many hours. Then there was this layover, and then your luggage, and
I guess we came also in a chartered flight, which was even more messier,
it
like
was
300
crammed.
students or something.
It was crammed. It was bad. And then when when I landed here, it was cold.
Yes.
It was single digit, and I have never been in my life to a place that is this cold.
Yes.
I mean, I have lived in Mumbai all my life, where winter is just a season and nothing more. But when I first stepped here and for the first time experienced what single digit temperature feels like, I was like, this is great. Welcome to Georgia, I guess.
Yes.
And I think it was just brain fog, literally. And then coming back to food, so the first few days, honestly, I didn't pay much attention to what I was eating, because I was that homesick.
Yes.
And then slowly I realized how the food is. And then I was like, okay, this is.
Yeah, so everyone has an excitement. Like before coming, obviously, homesick is another feeling, but you have an excitement. Okay, I'm going to Georgia. I need to see this. I need to go there. I need to eat this. So, what was those things like? What did you really want to eat or try here first? And what was the impression on that food when you really tried it here?
So even before coming, actually, I had done my research about the foods that I want to try, because I really love food. And I had picked these restaurants I want to go to, and the things I want to try, khachapuri and kinkali and all of that. And when I came here, I did try a few things, but I didn't like them, because as Indians, you're so used
the
to
flavor and spice is a very different aspect here. Yeah.
Exactly. You like things to be more spicy, and it just has to have that kick. But the food here is quite simple. It is nice. It is really nice, but it's different from what I'm used to.
Yeah,
so it takes
it's a complete different cuisine, kind of like complete different genre of food.
Exactly, exactly.
Because the whole Europe is like that. I don't know.
Yeah, true. So when I came here, I was like, okay, I'll try this and try that, and then eventually I could just started getting sick of the food.
Yeah.
Because it just tastes the same. And then you start thinking, oh, okay, now I want to cook my own food, because you get these cravings, and you scroll through your YouTube and Instagram, and you see these reels
Insta
and shorts.
is a true game spoiler for every foreign student, I guess, because every time I open my feed, I get like 100 street food, any cuisine, and I'm like, it's the worst. It's the worst.
The place where I lived all my life suddenly has these so many new food options.
No, the thing is, when I travel home right now at this point, people are like, oh, you know more places than us, and we live here, like we have been living here. I'm like, I see only that, because my feed shows only that. I don't eat food there.
Yeah, that is just a whole different misery.
Yeah, slowly you just got adapted to it. Slowly.
Yes, I had to adapt.
Okay, talking about adaptation now. So food, okay, that's perfectly fine.
That is.
Then coming to buying the food. or
Oh God.
buying things. So I guess in home everyone has that. Everyone else has the most of this thing. Money is, we don't even like see we have money, pocket money. I don't know the concept works really in our homes. I don't know. Most of them know. For me, it's a no.
Same.
But once I came here, or once we came here, the story completely changes to another level. Like, let's say, now you have a fixed amount of
Yeah.
money in the
Yeah.
sense, and we can't keep asking them.
Yes.
So this
Yes.
currency, it's not same as India.
Yeah.
So like, how did you? And this is the first time living away from home.
Yes.
Like now you don't have your parents or someone to get some things for you.
Mom, I want to buy this. Pay, please.
Exactly. You just swipe a credit card there, it works, but here it doesn't. And obviously, we can't keep asking money often. That is also one more. I mean, we can't. There are many mixed feelings there. So,
yeah.
how did you manage, or how are you managing? What are your thoughts in the first, like, about the currency, about the things here, lifestyle, and everything?
Honestly, the first year was completely YOLO because I was like, what is money? Okay, I want to eat, I will eat.
Yeah.
And because honestly, back in those days,
Mhm.
the conversion from rupee to lari was also like much lesser.
It was like
Before
very
the
less.
war.
It was very almost 10 to 12 rupees lesser.
Yeah.
So
it didn't feel much back then.
Uh-huh.
So I used to go out in these stores and bring whatever I wanted to eat. No, there was not much thought.
and also it was like a therapy for your homesick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then eventually, honestly, there are two things. First of all, is there is no MRP here.
Exactly.
That is my cultural shock.
Yes.
Because in India, you're so used to, buying things from any store that's closest to you, because there's this thing known as MRP, and you just know that this thing
Cost this much.
costs the same, no matter where else you buy it from,
Yeah.
unless it's something wholesale. But anyway.
So just an FYI for the audiences. Here, the MRP is not fixed for any product. Even it might be a chocolate or anything. Any store can sell it for any of their own price. For example, if you take a chocolate, you can have it for 2 lari, 5 lari, 10 lari, the same quantity, same product in different stores. So that's a huge cultural shock we all had actually. So yeah, you can continue.
Yeah. So you just, for that one same thing, you have to roam 3 stores. Because again, the point is.
No. The more interesting point is, when did you come to know, like, you're already shopping in a particular store for your house, and that how did you get to know this?
I don't clearly remember, but I just got to one place and I bought something, and one of my friend got the same thing from some other place and tells me that it was so expensive, and I said no, but I bought it for something lesser than that, and that's when we realized that it's not MRP based, and it's all different.
Yes.
And that's when we also realized that if we have to save money, you need to know which things are cheap where.
Yeah.
So you buy milk from one place, you buy bread
Yeah.
from other place, you buy eggs from other place. So
And
it's
actually, it saves a lot of money here. That like right now,
it saves money, but not time.
It's fine. Like, okay, coming back after the first year, like, now what is your thought?
Now I think 10 times before buying even a single chocolate, and it's so bad. I mean, honestly, it's bad in the sense I have become more responsible when it comes to money, because
you understand things more better.
Yeah, all this time I have realized the value of money, I will say, because when you're back home, you don't really take this into consideration, that how much efforts and hard work your parents put into earning that money. But when you get a part of that money to use on your own,
like now it's on you.
Yeah, now it seems like this is your money.
Exactly.
And you suddenly become stingy. You just suddenly can't spend a lari without thinking too much. This might not be the same for everyone. Let me say
obviously.
that. But I personally have become, which is I think a good thing, because I have become really meticulous, and it makes me think about my priorities. Do I really want this, or is it just, do I really want this, or do I need this?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a thing of that.
You draw a line at some point, so and then
because after a point, you just keep spending and spending and spending, and then
you don't even know why.
Exactly, it's just out of you crave to eat it, or you just feel like spending, or if not.
Okay, if I'm not interrupting, so craving to eat here, I mean, I don't know, this is very personal thought, but even though I pour money, I'm not anyways getting that kind of perfect kick I need in my food. So for me, the realization came when I was like, before I was like, okay, let's go and eat here. It's fine. It's fine. Let's eat this Indian restaurants anywhere. Then I was like, what am I even doing? I'm not getting the taste. I'm not getting the flavor. Obviously, the spices here are not
They
not
don't hit
accessible.
the
Let's say.
same.
So and after a point, I was like, okay, now I should stop. Maybe I can cook in home also. I have a whole flat. So
Exactly.
yeah.
So I live with a bunch of girls,
Mhm.
and as someone who's lived in Mumbai for all my life, I have just been eating street food so much that I realize now, not then. Because all the things that I'm craving are all street foods.
Yeah.
With, I have to mention, vada pav, guys.
Don't do that. Everyone will try it. But fine, yeah.
Yeah, no, everyone has to suffer. I'm sorry. But honestly,
We all are already are. So
yeah, this is something that I really crave because I think it's in my veins at this point. And I remember a few months ago we made it. Me and my friends, we made it, and that day was, I think, one of the best days I've spent here. Because
makes
but again, that's when you realize that how much effort it takes to even cook food, and you take it all so for granted at your
and
house.
the value for money. I mean,
True.
I had to specify this because there are some restaurants here who are coming up with these street foods and everything. Also, these days, very recently, but the money and the taste,
Yeah,
and when you make it at home or when you
Yeah.
buy it in your hometown,
yeah,
you see the differences. And like, I feel sometimes like, if I get bored, I go out and eat this for like very less price. And here I have to put that I don't get the homely feeling. If I have to make, I have to spend the whole day or whole evening.
exactly.
So that is the main issue here for most of us. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, if you can't cook, and again, it takes a lot of time because when we did, it took a whole day almost. But then, if you go out, you have to pay more.
Yeah.
You get lesser food, and then you're like, was it really worth? So again, it is just a dilemma of constantly thinking: do I want to make this? Do I want to eat this from out, or do I just have to give up?
Okay.
It's just
We won't go to that extent. Okay. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Now at least you know where to draw your lines.
Yes.
Your priorities in managing money.
Yeah.
Now let's go to accessibility or lifestyle changes, because for me, even I have to travel, go to a store which is like 300 meters. I would take my scooter or scooty and go, like a bike or something. Like, it was like, just go down, take a scooter. It's random.
Yeah.
Right now, even if I have to go to a very small store, I need to walk for 300 to 500 meters, which is which has become a common thing to me, but it's very new when you come here.
Yeah, true.
And mainly when you have your parents or everyone in home who does things for you, it becomes even more worse, I guess, we are coming out for the first time. Because for me, it's like, whatever I need, I just message or call them and they'll get it for me. Like, here I have to think what I need to get, then go by myself, do all the works. And also, what is that like? How are you doing what is the thoughts on that?
Honestly, as you said, that everything at home is so very well managed for you that you don't even put a thought that, oh, I have to do this. But once you live on your own, I think it's a good thing, because you get to know so much and about the things that you don't really think of in your daily life. And then suddenly you start thinking about, is the dishwash back home? Have I filled that? Do I have hand wash? Do I have washing powder? Do I have everything that I need? And then, when again, as you speak, as you mentioned about walking and stuff, honestly, I do enjoy walking. And
it's not about enjoying. See, you go for a walk is
That's
a feeling. You have to go for a walk to
walk
get
and go
something.
is different.
Yeah.
But honestly, one thing is I will appreciate is this city has some really good bus and metro connectivity.
Yes.
That's good.
And also, what I feel compared to our place, it's like generally it's more, not so much traffic, bad pollution,
Yeah.
and the roads are good off for everyone to walk at least. But still, it's a huge lifestyle change.
It is a change, definitely, because one of the things, again, cultural shock, is that when you're walking, cars wait for you.
Yeah, that is
was
very
new
huge.
for me. That was new for me, because I think it still happens with me, is that when I'm crossing the road and I have to think 3 times, is the car coming? Do I have to cross first? Is the car coming first? What is happening? And the driver has to tell me, no, you go. Which I think is honestly very sweet.
Yeah, it's very sweet of them. And actually, first few times, I got really like surprised, like, oh,
Exactly.
Is there this kind of thing happens also?
Exactly, because in India it's mad.
Yeah,
The driving scene, the walking scene is mad. But here I think it was really sweet
pretty
when it
good. Yeah.
comes to, culturally something different.
So now that we have talked about almost every new thing you could encounter, maybe like lifestyle, food, money, everything. So now let's come to even more worst part, the hostel life or living independently, technically away from home.
Yeah.
So I know, obviously the homesick would kick in a lot. You already mentioned also, but then again, how do you think it changed your life or changing your life in general, like your opinion?
Honestly, yeah. As I said, that I never really planned to move out.
Hmm.
But again, for the first few months, I was really very homesick. And it was really, honestly, very scary because, after living for so long in your own house and then
Hmm.
suddenly, living with not just living in a different country or in a different
Many
atmosphere, but
different kinds
also
of people.
people, exactly. So to know whether you're compatible with them or not, because of course different people will have their different
Okay,
mindsets.
a very curious question, I
Yeah.
guess. I mean, just tell me what your opinion this is.
Mm.
Like, okay, for me, till my 12th or something,
Mm.
whenever we came, we had a good amount of friends, maybe who are friends from a long time or something.
Mm.
But here the case is completely like you're leaving your home friends and everything,
Yeah.
and here you see a bunch of random people.
Yeah.
So that is actually an issue for some people in the sense to cope up,
Mm.
to understand them, to how much to trust them, not trust them. So uh, how did you manage? Or I mean, just asking in a generalized manner. That's it.
Yeah. Actually, I'm someone who like takes time to open up to people. So
Yes.
even with special mention my roommates, they're really sweet.
Yeah.
And honestly, again, in the few first months,
Hmm.
it took a bit of time for me to open up and really, get comfortable with them.
Hmm.
Because as I said, that you come across so many different people, and it's really hard to trust,
Yeah.
somebody new in new environment.
Hmm.
But with time, I guess, you just get used to, and somehow, you get this gut feeling about people
We
also,
can do. We can
Yeah.
go now.
Yeah. So,
So now, also one more
uh,
thing. That though your hostel is the best or something,
mm,
it's not home.
yeah, it's not home. It
So
can never be
how
home.
could you like that? How did you like? Was it like in a natural course of time? It's like okay, now it's
Yeah, you just gradually get used to
yeah,
it because home still stays home. Whenever I go back from university, I still say that I'm going to hostel and not home
yeah.
because it's different. But
Hmm.
again, I guess it's just a matter of time. Time
Yeah,
heals everything.
yeah.
So it's
No,
just like
because
that.
although now I live in an apartment,
Hmm.
I still consider it as not my home,
You
obviously.
just can't.
So yeah, maybe some people take more time.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's fair.
so now that we talked about this, so hostel, everything, the main focus of us is coming to do your medicine.
Yes.
So let's discuss a bit about university life, maybe like your expectations compared to India now that you took a huge decision to come to some country.
Hmm.
So now how you are feeling about the university, your education, and managing this education with all the things we discussed right now: homesick, food, money management, friends, gut trusting, everything like comes
Yeah.
hostel. So
University, honestly, I mean, this university is touchwood, really nice.
yeah.
And when it comes to studying, see, after a point, because we are 18 up,
Hmm.
and it's not like you have to, you don't need to be spoon fed everything when it
Ah.
comes to studies. You have to do things on your
Hmm.
own. And with this sense of responsibility that comes, with living alone, somewhat, it also comes to your studies too
Yes.
after a point, because then you know that you
No one
have,
are there to tell you that you complete this portion at this
yeah,
point of time.
yeah,
It's
that
on you, everything.
you don't have just one textbook and workbook to
Yeah,
work with or worksheets to work
exactly.
with. It's just so much more diverse.
And this course doesn't have a fixed portion too, like, or any syllabus
You
too,
just
like,
have to know everything.
yeah,
And I think it's
or not. Like, that's why that is the whole responsibility you have.
yeah, you also need to know what you need to know and what not
Exactly.
to know. There also
Exactly.
has to be a line. And I think it just comes with the professors,
Mm-hmm.
because some professors are really so much more, they just have so much knowledge that you can go to them at any time you want and ask them any stupid questions, and then they'll still not consider them to be stupid.
And most of all here, at least I observe that most of them are interested to help you really, like,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I guess we don't see often in other places.
Honestly,
So,
one thing that is like, if we were to draw comparisons, is that in India, people are just like so much more hyper fixated on these long answers and
exactly.
short notes and diagrams and all
People
of
really
that.
use different books for different exams, like
Yeah,
technically.
For their college exams there's a different
Yeah.
book. For their
Competitive
entrance
exams is
it's different.
Yeah.
So it's so much more workload. But honestly, here it feels like lesser than that. It's not like it's nothing,
Yeah.
but compared to those, I think
You have more of your bit freedom in choosing your how much work you wanna take.
put in. Yeah, because
Sorry. Sorry. Okay, so I want to ask. Okay, about work or about time. Yeah. So I, again, as you spoke about India and the workload. So in India, most of the universities have a fixed timing for medicine students, like from 9 to 4 or something like that, and every day you have to attend a class. You have 5 days a week or 6 days a week, and sometimes there's no Sundays also. I don't know. You have to work somewhere during internship mainly. So here, now that you have a huge lots of time for yourself.
Yeah.
So what do you think is for you personally, it's a pro or a con? Like, are you using it or you're not using it, or what? Just your opinion, maybe.
Personally, I have days when I'm able to use time efficiently and like get most of the things done. Some days are like I just go into a slump and can't really do much. But again, it really comes down to finding the balance if you have the time. Because in India, mostly people just don't have the time, or it's really hard for them to take out the time.
It's almost impossible, I can say.
Yeah.
Because when I see my friends now, right now, they are all so worked up and they're like, tomorrow I have this exam, I try to record. Still, like, we don't have a concept of records or,
but
not much writing, I can say.
But here, because we don't have journals or much writing assignments, that saves a lot of time for us. And I think it's good in a way, honestly.
And you get, for me personally, it gives you more opportunities in different ways, because if you're not writing a record or a journal for your university, like in India, now you have the opportunity to do a research or publish it somewhere here at the same time, and you get to work for yourself, and no one forces you to do this for me or something like that. So
yeah, as long as you put in your free time to do something that is for your own good, I think it's great.
Again, comes to just one focus is on learning, or the type of examinations we have there. They are mostly in India is a theory exam.
Yes.
So you need to, you know how it works as a student, but here it's multiple choice questions. So I guess it's giving us more of an advantage in learning the concepts or conceptually, because then you have to be specific in your answer. You can't randomly write anything about a topic and just get on like, okay, I'm a good student, so I'll get good marks.
You don't have to really, you stop thinking about the point-wise answers.
Exactly.
You don't have to think of, I have to write an answer that is 8 points, that is 10 points, that is 2 pages. Now. Yeah,
if you know, you do. Otherwise, you fail. Like technically.
Exactly. Like if you know something, you know it. If you don't, you don't. You can't really, put in lines. To those.
You can't manage the work.
Yeah, you can't manage.
That's perfect. And again, so now the people, the language barrier, it's a huge thing here, because most of them these days, it's at least keep getting better. People are learning English also. We are getting used to Georgian phrases and Georgian language. But what do you think about people here and the language?
For, I guess, people who are not watching, the predominant language here is Georgian or Khartouli. And most people don't speak English here, they speak Khartouli. And the first thing, again, this also comes as a shock that a large population doesn't know English, when in India, you are kind of made fun of if your English is not good. Especially with so many, English medium schools.
Banter, satires are common, basically. And you don't even you can't even imagine like, oh, English is not a common language. Something like that.
Exactly. And people here ask you questions like, where did you learn English from?
Exactly.
And for them also, it's shocking that we speak good English, because for them it's not that common.
It's not all common.
Yeah, but again, it was because we had Georgian language for 2
Mhm.
semesters, I think that made it a little easier to
Yeah.
like have basic conversation, to like
Mhm.
asking how much is
We
this
can manage,
for
yeah.
and where is this and where is that.
And most of the times, Google Translator is the only.
Yeah, it's savior for everyone who's abroad. It's great.
Yes.
And I think the people are also really helpful.
They are very sweet,
They're
to be
very
honest.
sweet.
Yeah,
There
most
are
of
these
them.
grandmothers and
Yeah.
grandpas, and they're so cute and very sweet.
The main thing which I loved here about the people is that though they don't know the language or they don't know anything in general, like whatever I ask for, they try their best to explain me or tell me and work it happen. And like I
Yeah.
feel sometimes concerned. Okay, it's fine. I'll search some other way. They're like, no, no, wait. I'll tell you.
And
They're
it's
so sweet in that
also
sense.
so cute when I speak very basic Georgian,
Yeah,
and even if I say I don't know Georgian in Georgian,
they get
they
impressed
they get so
actually.
happy when I say
Yeah.
Arvid se khartuli, and they're like, did you just say
Say
that?
Georgian. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually amazing about people that their mindset is like I can say 95% of the people are crazy. Like very good in a positive way.
Yeah.
And anyways, you have 5% in any country. You
Yeah,
have the
you'll
same
always
thing.
find some people who, spoil the name. But for most part, I think touchwood,
It's
I've
like
come across like
crazy.
really
Yeah,
sweet people.
very good people. Okay, so now you're in fourth year,
Yes,
so you're almost like halfway through.
halfway through.
Then what are your future plans or anything? Because here the factor these days is seeing the these different conditions. I never thought I would come to abroad. You never thought for studying at
Yeah.
least for an undergrad.
Mhm.
We came now. So then now what is your future like? Do you have like after seeing all this lifestyle at this point and after managing these many things, now it's like okay, it's fine. I like this lifestyle. I'm going to go out somewhere, explore more. Or, I mean, after this course, or you wanna in the field that now I'll just go back to India and live in home peacefully or whatever seat. I'll just continue. So what are your thoughts?
To be very honest, it is all such a mess because
Mhm.
everybody around you has so many different things to say,
Yes.
and they have their own,
Mhm.
decisions made or maybe considering.
Yeah.
Like some of them are planning to give certain entrance exam already. Some of them are also not sure.
Yeah.
Some of them are planning something completely different.
Mm.
So when you are in an environment that's confusing already, you also start doubting yourself.
Yeah.
You also feel like
The
what
kind of peer
Yeah.
pressure without us knowing it'll
exactly.
get like a
Yeah, so you start reconsidering your own thoughts, like
yeah.
if I plan doing this,
You're
will that
unsure
be
about this
yeah,
at this point because the whole your life is on you.
exactly.
Your parents now. I mean, obviously, no one can say you do this now. No, it's
Yeah.
that part is done now. It's like
Exactly.
whatever you do in the future, you can't say, you told me that's why I did this. No, it's on you now.
It's completely on
And
us.
that takes the pressure to another level, I guess.
That is true because now at this age, when you are 20 something,
Mhm.
and there are people who are also earning, and actually it comes with this profession also that you can't
Yes,
start
that's
earning.
true. Because all my friends at this point are graduate. I took a drop.
Yeah.
So my friends are graduated. Everyone got a job. Whoever took the engineering courses. Now they start earning literally, and
And
now
when
I'll
you
do.
see that, you're like,
Okay.
okay, okay,
No,
I'll have
the
to wait.
worst or the best part I can't even say, but now I have a time to enjoy. Technically, like
Yes.
this course of this age never comes back from to me.
Yes.
But again, at the same time, uh, going
It's
to the
both,
yeah, it's always a
Yeah.
mixed feeling because now you have to call your father or mother and ask, I need money.
I need money.
It's fine. I mean, they are happy, but still, in the sense,
You get this
you get here, it's a
guilty,
guilt,
yeah.
kind of a guilt, but and you also know for fixed amount of time, like from now also you take 3 to 5 years, 5 years minimum you can't earn.
Yes.
So that's like
Yes. So you still are dependent on your parents for that. And then any decision you take further will more or less, affect
you.
And also your parents, because now
Yeah.
you have to, also even if you like go ahead to do your PG or something,
Yep.
again, you partially have to rely on
Have
them.
to. Not partially at the starting rate, yeah, you have to.
Exactly. So again, personally, I don't really have any decisions made as to
It
what
depends
I
on the
have to
course,
do,
yeah.
because again, nobody knows what the future is. But for now, I'm just like,
And also the main thing, it's not the future of us, the opportunity, let's say.
Yes.
That is very uncertain at this point, I guess. Like right now, after this much pandemic and everything, everyone has changed their minds to a
Yeah.
very large extent, and
Yeah.
people want to explore more, due to which opportunities are getting lesser and lesser day by day.
Yes, yes.
People are becoming even more innovative because they're like, oh, we have just one life. We don't know, like, one more pandemic comes. I don't know if I'll go through that or not. So
Yeah.
I'll do whatever I want, and those steps are actually, making their lives better, I can say. In most of the cases, I mean, we are getting innovation,
Yeah.
but at the same time, again, opportunities. Like most of the parents also who didn't want their children to go out for sure, they're like, now it's okay. Like, what can we do here now?
Honestly, it's kind of broadening people's mind, I feel, because
Yeah.
now, since we've moved digitally a lot, I think it has expanded so much more.
Yes.
Even though there are physically, maybe in terms of, if we talk in our terms, that seats for PG and all of that, those are still quite limited. But on a broader perspective, if you see, the potential to do things has like exponentially
Yeah.
widened,
Yeah.
because
Yep.
there is so much you can do now.
Now people are willing to take the risks, or
Yeah.
they're going to
if
take
you
that
heard-
one step
right.
ahead
Yeah,
to see what happens.
exactly. If you heard the term digital nomads,
Yeah.
so that concept would have sounded so foreign or so alien like 10 years
Before,
ago.
yeah, obviously.
But now it's just so common,
It's
and you
okay,
see
yeah.
so many people doing that. So I think that's really cool.
It's actually
In
very
terms of uncertainty of the future, digital nomads is something that has come out of this
And also,
uncertainty.
all these things are teaching people. Like for me, like if I would have been in India, my exposure rate would have been very less to all the cultures, people, or anything. And
Exactly.
that is now, even though now I'm maybe in this 4 years or 3 years, I'm pretty confident that if you leave me somewhere else,
Yeah.
I can live, I can stay, I can manage.
Yeah.
I know whom to whom to trust, whom not to trust, how much to spend, how much not to spend.
Exactly. So
Live consciously, because the level of security, the level of freedom you have in your home country or your home
yeah,
is on another level. Like,
totally.
but here you can't be that careless also, because there are many people, many cultures, and everything. Again, it's very much uncertain, but at the same time, that certainty at a point brings you, like, I don't know, that kind of happiness, kind of more matured feeling we have. Like, what I was 3 years ago, I'm completely different now, for good. Like,
True. Yeah, that
in all the senses.
uncertainty a few years ago has brought us here,
Yes.
and the things that it has done to us, I think, when, as you mentioned, when it comes to relationships with people around, when it comes to money, when it comes to your own
Everything
individuality,
changes.
honestly, everything has changed so much, and for your own good, honestly.
Yeah, it's everyone have. I mean, right now I feel everyone have to once at least experience this thing in their life,
Honestly,
in any form, for 2 years, maybe 3 years, maybe, so that
even a year, honestly, even a year changes you so much.
Yeah, it's actually very good. And for all the people or anyone thinking and they're very uncertain, at least as a 4th years, we are very sure, and we are telling you that it's a very beautiful. I'm not saying it will all be good and happy. You'll go through many things.
Yes.
You'll have many lows, and at a point, that's when it teaches you how to live. Because when there's no one around, like your family, to discuss with, cry on, or anything, and then you get that sense of maturity, I can
Yeah,
say,
that-
which is helpful for your whole life later. Like, this undergrad is done. Like, now you have everything. You have money. You have facilities. Okay, the things, quality of things is fine. Like, up to a point, more or less, but once you go out really on yourself, like if you
Yeah.
don't have this experience, starting a professional course with zero experience is like a huge mess.
Honestly, anyone who's listening or watching this, if you are really uncertain about if you're moving anywhere or you're about to start with something new, just take that leap of
Just take
faith.
that one step,
honestly.
and
Just take that leap of faith. Just do
for
it.
sure it'll be happy at the end. Like,
Yeah.
it takes time, but
It
at the
will,
end
even if it is not happy,
you'll learn something.
you will learn something out of it, and in the end you'll realize that it was for your own better.
Betterment, yeah, because that's the thing. See, like, yeah, now you're exposed to like 100, 200 different kinds of people around,
Yeah.
who might be good, bad, or anything.
The bad ones teach you so much.
Yeah,
more.
exactly. And then yeah, that is the most important thing I was stressed, because once you go out and you do a PG maybe, or a job, let's say, then if you don't know about people, you believe everyone, then that would be a huge mess at a professional
Yeah.
level. Here now, at least you're like, you have your kind of your people at this point.
Yeah.
You know who are your people at least.
Yes.
You know who are not.
Yeah.
Still we manage to smile. That's how life works. That's
yeah,
how life works.
honestly,
But
to have, and it even comes down,
sorry.
yeah, even it comes down to, having a basic strong support system
Mhm.
around you, be it your family, be
Mm.
it your friends,
Yeah.
friends here, friends back home.
Yes.
Because personally, I think that having a strong support system
Mhm.
emotionally
Yeah.
helps you a lot. If I didn't have my parents or my friends to rely back on,
You can't.
things would have been much
Worse.
more tough than this.
So that's again one more surprise. I mean, here coming here, I saw some people literally they live alone also, and they are happy. That's the thing. You get a huge amount of perspective in life. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Once you go out of here, anywhere in the world, you go your hometown, you go back to any country, any like a smallest village, you know how things work. You know like this. Okay, there are these kind of people. There are these kind of people. Now I can differentiate technically like in a very short time. And I came here, I was like, hi, everyone are my friends only. Everyone are amazing people. Everyone came here to study. We'll just chill. We'll go. We'll study. But
Yeah.
things have been getting degraded in a while. And now again, it's like a stability. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. And once provided we have this much time in doing all this, and even though we become emotionally unstable at times, it works at this stage, I guess. But
Yes.
later, if you start that,
Your early adulthood is very
very
important for you
important.
to,
Yeah.
develop your individuality, I feel. Because if
Yep.
in this age, if you're still protected by your parents,
That doesn't work.
that is a bit because that will again lead you to end up in more problems, I feel. But
Yeah, later. Yeah, later on. Yeah, obviously.
but honestly, somewhere in the background, it is also important. It's like
no,
a mix
see,
of
it's
both.
like for me, if you ask my personal opinion right now, if you give me a chance, I'll just run back to home in India. I want to be protected. I want to be spoiled. No worries. I just want to stay in home, eat the food 3 times a day without knowing how to
Yes.
work,
Yes.
go steady, do my work, and come back.
But
No problem if I stay in home.
because that is because now you've lived this life.
Exactly,
You've lived this
exactly.
way, and
And again, I know this importance. Like many people out there are aspiring to live my life at least up to a point,
yeah,
like
I
in a
guess
foreign country or somewhere, not in India. But once we come here,
it
the
works
scenario
both ways,
changes.
because some people might think that, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
living a life on your own
That's the thing.
abroad
That's the thing.
and having
No,
money
that's what
to
I thought,
spend.
and then
Yeah,
the things
that's
change in
how
the
you
course of
see
time.
it. That's how you see it. And then once you live, I guess there are people of both kinds. Some
Yeah,
people
some
really
people are
aspire to
actually
do
really
this.
happy given the conditions, environment in their home. Like, but overall, it gives a great. For me, it's like now it's amazing. I learned a lot, getting
Yeah.
a lot of exposure. Maybe in India, yes, I'll get protected, but once I go out of some, I have to step out anytime
Yes.
in my life. That's like I have to live independently at least after a point of time. I can't just say give me money. No,
Can't.
that doesn't work. So it's a good, very good
It's a good
exposure, though it's
learning
very
curve.
uncertain. Though our lives are very uncertain,
Yeah.
and then we try to compare. Like you can take that step if you want, come out, and yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it should work. And hopefully it all ends up working well.
Yeah. So with that, we can end our episode for today also, which was very quite interesting, I can say, because it's all the common things which we never discuss, but this is a platform for that. So thank you so much for listening and being with us, and please keep giving all your suggestions on whatever topics you want. We are here to actually we can do it. Any topic, we'll give you an insight. We'll bring people. There are many people, and you can be one of the speaker too. So thank you so much for being with us.
And thank you so much for having me to give a platform to speak.